Thanks for listening to our podcast Unmetered. As a member-owned, not-for-profit electric cooperative, our focus is on providing affordable, reliable, safe electricity and outstanding member service. One way that we're doing that is by providing more avenues of communication to you, our member. Through the podcast, we hope that you will be able to find some helpful hints, tips, and things to help you conserve energy, as well as some informational pieces that will help you understand what it means to be a member. Welcome to another episode of Unmetered. Extremely excited to have everyone here. This week I'm flying solo. I've decided to kick Josh out of the studio and do it a little bit differently today. Josh will be back next week, and we'll be talking about some other things. But this week we're actually talking about SharingChange, and I'm extremely excited to talk about it. Me and Jay had the opportunity, to actually get to go and talk to some of our local organizations. But before we give you those testimonies, I want to take a moment to remind everyone about outage reporting. Of course, when it comes to outages, you can always report those outages by going to 877-777-9111. You can also report those outages through the MyMTMC app. And of course, you can also do that on mtemc.com. The other place you can do anything related to outages is you can actually view our outage map at MTEMC outages. And again, that's going to be a place where you can see what's going on. You can kind of see what's happening in your neighborhood, kind of in that general area. But again, it's a fantastic tool. Again, the other thing that we want to mention as we are getting ready to get into the SharingChange testimonies here is actually to sign up for SharingChange. SharingChange is a fantastic way to get involved in your community. It's a fantastic way to give back to your area. So the local dollars that you give by enrolling in SharingChange, or by giving a one-time donation, or by participating in our SharingChange Plus program actually stays in your community. So for instance, if I live in Rutherford County, my participation, that money actually goes to Rutherford County organizations. It's a fantastic program. Over 580 organizations have been given grants. Of over $9 million have actually been given back to our communities. It's a fantastic program. If you're looking for a way to give this holiday season, SharingChange is a great way to do it. But before we get back into the testimonies, again, Jay Sanders and I had the opportunity to go around to the different counties and kind of have a conversation with some of the organizations there. Those organizations stretched across a wide variety of helpful things that they did in their cities and their communities. And the first one that we actually have is actually the Rutherford County Special Kids. These guys are fantastic. If you're looking for a place for some additional assistance for kids with special needs or speech therapy, or there's a lot of different things that these guys are doing. They do a fantastic job. I've had friends that work there that are currently working there, and they absolutely love it. So if you're looking for a place for your kid to get a little bit of an extra help, definitely check these guys out. So as I said, as we roll into this, you can also find more information about Special Kids by going to specialkidstn.com. Again, you can find what their vision is, what their mission is, along with finding out what you can do to help out in the area as well. So hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Special Kids is a Christian nonprofit therapy and nursing center for children birth to 21 years of age who have special needs or a medical fragility diagnosis. We do that through offering therapy services and nursing services during the day. The SharingChange program has helped us carry out our mission through an auxiliary program called Campability. The SharingChange program has allowed us grant funding to take these children on field trips and provide transportation to get these kids out into the community to experience things that a lot of times they have to sit on the sidelines and they don't get to participate in. Please enroll in SharingChange today. Go to sharingchange.org. It's the easiest good thing you will ever do.
Sharing Change, again, it helps supports one of the camps that Special Kids puts on every year during the summertime. Again, the impact that makes in the community is something that is sometimes hard to measure because, again, this is not something that deals with necessarily numbers, statistics and things like that. But the impact that it makes on a kid's life is just immeasurable. And we've had parents that have come and talked to us. We actually had, there's more interview pieces and things like that we actually had that we weren't able to get worked in today. But the impact that camp makes through dollars and grants provided by Sharing Change is just amazing. And I think that a lot of times we oftentimes don't realize how much good is being done because it's sometimes hard to see. So one thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to help highlight a little bit about what Sharing Change is doing in the community, and not just in the community, but in your area. We also had another opportunity to go sit down with the Cannon Service and Violence Education Center, otherwise known as SAVE. And these ladies are phenomenal. There's domestic violence, especially right now, is a very, very talked about topic. When it comes to everything from sports teams all the way through the Hollywood problems that are going on right now. But here in Cannon County, there's actually a place that if you are experiencing domestic violence, you can actually get help. You can actually find a place to stay. You can actually find a place to get back on your feet. You can actually find more information about that at CannonCountySave.org. But listen to these ladies and how they kind of let our members know what it is that the Sharing Change grant money actually goes toward and how it helps them keep the center open and running.
Hi, we're with Cannon County Save, a domestic violence program here in Woodbury, Tennessee. We have a 16-bed shelter here, and we also provide life-saving skills and support to victims of violence, to include orders of protection, counseling, and court advocacy.
In order for us to be able to keep the doors open here, we rely on grants and donations, and without Sharing Change, we wouldn't have been able to afford to pay our utility bills, such as the water. We wouldn't be able to afford our insurance, so thank you very much.
Sign up for Sharing Change today. Just go to SharingChange.org. It's that easy. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Sharing Change is not something that is just helping, kids. It's not just helping adults. It helps a wide variety of things. We've got programs out there that help veterans. We've got programs that help out in minority areas. There's programs that help out, obviously, with special needs. And the list goes on and on. Again, 580 organizations have received a grant through Sharing Change since its inception back in 2003. That's a lot of donation. That's a lot of money by our membership back into the community. And to actually do that, you can sign up through SharingChange.org. The other way you can do that is by just giving us a call at 877-777-9020. Again, this is something that is very easy to do. It rounds up your bill to the whole dollar. Just this week, I actually went back and I double checked the process. It takes about 2 minutes. Nothing long, nothing crazy, and you can get signed up. It just rounds your bill up so that for me, it just makes it easy for me as I'm budgeting out my money for the week, going through bills, and it doesn't leave any extra change hanging out. So Sharing Change, not only is it helping your community, but for me, it's a convenience thing. It's easy to do. It just rounds my bill up. So there's a lot of great things that Sharing Change can do. In fact, Sharing Change also has a fantastic program where obviously it's helping more than just adults. It's also helping with animals, and I think that is something that is a little bit different because we often don't think about, our membership is very passionate about animals in this area. We've got people who have everything from pets at home to livestock and things of that nature. And so our membership is very passionate. They're very caring about more than just themselves. So one of the programs that we actually have that has received a grant is the in Wilson County is the Mount Juliet animal shelter volunteer organization. And you can actually, if you're looking to find an organization to get involved with, this is a fantastic one. If you're looking for a pet to adopt or anything of that nature, you can always go to mjshelter.com, and those guys have a fantastic way for you to be involved. Maybe pets are your passion. Maybe getting involved with animals is what you're looking to do. These guys would be a great way to do it. So listen in to what they had to say, and these guys are pretty cute. I'm not even going to lie.
The Mount Juliet Animal Shelter serves as a refuge for animals in the city of Mount Juliet. Lucy is one of the recipients of the grant money. We had her eye removed, but that's pretty much what the volunteer organization does, is we provide all the medical treatment needed for the animals that come through the shelter to make sure that when they get adopted, they are ready to go and happy and healthy. We always make sure that our animals, when they are adopted out, are in healthy and in good shape conditions so that they can have happy lives and make you happy, and they are happy, and everyone gets a good home, and we continue on, and hopefully we never see that animal again. So that is kind of our goal. Sign up for SharingChange. It is absolutely the easiest good thing you will ever do. Go to sharingchange.org. Thank you.
Now, that was a lot of fun to shoot. I'm not gonna. I've really enjoyed getting to go out there and hang out with those guys for about an hour or so. But they had a lot of very interesting stories about the animals that have come in. As you heard, the dog there actually had to have his eye removed and fixed and things like that, so that he could be adopted by by another member. So again, there's a lot of good that's being done through SharingChange. We're not going to make this a Sarah McLachlan commercial or anything like that of a big sappy story or anything, but there's a lot of good things that are going on. And in fact, one of our favorite things to hear about is the good things that happen as a result of SharingChange. And that comes in almost every day. Jay Sanders, our community relations coordinator, is constantly getting to interact with these organizations. They are telling him about the great things that are going on. You've got all sorts of organizations that are tagging us on Facebook. They're interacting with us, and they're sending in applications. I mean, every month there's new ones that are coming out. So if you're actually interested to see what organizations in your area are getting as a result of these grants, you can actually look at that in the Tennessee Magazine. There's actually a list of those organizations and how much money in your county has been donated. And every year, every month, it goes up a little every single time. It's constantly moving up. And it is just amazing to see the support that our membership has, and the board and the employees have for giving back to the communities in which we live and we work in. This next guy actually is fantastic. Dave was very interesting to talk to. He actually runs the Our Thrift Store. Also, the Gear Foundation is what you'll hear about there. But the thrift store in Williamson County is a fantastic place to go. It actually also helps adults with special needs and is a nonprofit, and so they're able to help out others in need as well. So this thrift store is fantastic because not only was SharingChange able to assist in some of its operations, but it was able to give several adults the opportunity to work when they were unable to find a place. It's a very cool operation. It's a surprisingly large operation in that they've kind of taken over an old grocery store, and many of you have probably passed it without even realizing it. But listen in to Dave and see how SharingChange was able to affect his organization.
Well, where it all started was I had an idea of creating a job for my daughter who has autism, and there was no jobs for her. And what do I mean there was no jobs for her? Well, I would get her in the car and we'd drive around within our county, and we would check out businesses and see if there was anything that a special needs young adult could do for that business. And as we found out, there were just really no jobs for special needs young adults. The further I looked into it, the more I found out that there were hundreds of special needs young adults in our county that were not working. And our thrift store was a dream that kind of came out of that. And I heard about Middle Tennessee Electric and SharingChange, and how the fact that they took an average of $6 per family per year, put it into a bucket of money, and then gave that money away to folks that had a dream and a passion and to make a change in their community. So I applied for that grant. Within probably about 30 to 60 days, I had heard back that they were going to fund that grant request. Once we received the good news that Middle Tennessee Electric and SharingChange was going to fund our grant request, I called the owners of the facility and said, we'll take it. Well, that's where the work started. So I went out and hired my second special needs young adult, and we got to work stripping floors and waxing floors and getting this place prepared, and stood up before church and let my pastor know what was going on, let folks know in the community what was going on. And within 45 days after that, we had opened our thrift store and had our grand opening here in this facility. Gainful Employment and Respect is one of our acronyms for the GEAR Foundation. It also means greater earnings and rewards to a community that's around them. It's really similar to Middle Tennessee Electric and SharingChange. Everybody's pulling together and putting their money into a bucket, and out of that bucket they distribute those funds to folks that have a dream and a passion to make a change in their community. Well, that's what this thrift store does, is people will donate things that they don't need anymore, and we convert those things into real jobs for special needs young adults. Folks that would never get the opportunity to ever have a job could work and have a hope and a future. I would really encourage every family to enroll in SharingChange. It's the easiest good thing you can do. Think about it. They take your few cents and they put it in that bucket. That's it. And you're impacting a community around you with that small little donation. So I would encourage you, again, go to sharingchange.org, sign up, get enrolled, and put that money in that bucket for other nonprofits and folks with a passion to make a change and affect their community.
Again, that was, it was a lot of fun to get to go out and to interact with these different organizations. These organizations are absolutely fun to be around. They have such an energy and an optimism that a lot of times it's just fun. That's what it comes down to, is that they're doing a good work. They are out there making a difference, and they're having fun while they're doing it. And you can't really. It's one of those things where when you get there, you can't not have an enjoyment of getting to work with these folks, getting to hear their stories. Their stories are absolutely amazing. Some of them have gone from having nothing to really being able to make a huge impact in their communities. And that's all done through the grants and the generosity of our membership through SharingChange. So again, if you've not signed up for SharingChange, you can do that by going to sharingchange.org. You can also sign up at any of our offices. You can also do it by calling 877-777-9020. And that's something that if you ever have a question, a concern, or anything like that, be sure to call us. That's something that we love. We love to talk to our members. We love to interact with them. And we love to be out in the community. So if you see us out and about, for instance, if you see Community Relations Coordinator Jay Sanders, or you see any of our linemen at some of these events, we're often able to go out to fairs, or we're able to go out to schools and be able to educate students and things of that nature. Come up and ask us questions. We love to talk to people. So again, thank you guys for listening in this week. We hope that you enjoyed these testimonies, and each one of these will individually be available on Facebook later on this week, and you'll also be able to hear, of course, this full podcast on YouTube or through the Unmetered podcast as well. So again, thank you guys for listening in. We hope you enjoyed it.